Marcus, you don't take your butt outside and drill that ball in the concrete. Welcome to All Ball. Format unique, all access for all y'all. What the spiel like? Back full of elite athletes that wanna teach and it speaks to the streets, so it feel right. Marcus Liberty, a legend on and off the court to give you what you need. Robert Reed is your co-host. Go. Yeah. Like and subscribe and follow like a crossover. Never know what might fall through this bitch tomorrow. So, All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. Cause all I know is All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. All Ball Chicago. Cause all I know is All Ball Chicago.
Welcome to another edition of All Ball Chicago. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonald All-American, your host, Marcus, living in the building. What's up, Marcus?
What's up, my beautiful people?
And we back at it again one more time, man. I was just looking at your stream. It ain't public yet, man. So if you want to change that real quick so I can share it, it'd be all good, man. I'm looking at your StreamYard. It says it's not public on your page.
Yeah, it is.
You know how I got the symbol with a couple of people. So yeah, man, I'm pretty shocked. I know we're gonna talk about the NBA. And I was just shocked how quick it came back. Didn't it come back fast? It seemed like.
Yeah.
And usually it don't start to football season. I don't know. They didn't used to run together, but
right.
The NBA is back.
Yeah, man, it's back. It's back, kid. So, did you see it now?
Okay, let me go back down and see what it says now.
I just changed it.
Okay.
On my personal page, right?
Right. Usually I have that world symbol on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not showing on my end, but maybe it is because it still won't let me share it. That's why I'm thinking it's private.
Okay. Well, I can try to do it again, but
it's all good, man. All good. Aiden Dowdy, what's up, man? He said, "I hope we caught the game last night." Which game you talking about, Aiden?
Yeah, that's my man, Aiden. From I coached him, man, here. So he loved basketball. He probably talking about the Bulls.
I did not see that game. Seemed like that game came on late. What time that game come on? 9?
9:30 Eastern time, 8:30 your time, Central.
Oh, he said Ignite versus Metropolitans.
No, we didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
We didn't see that, Aiden. Maybe you can fill us in on that, brother. If you want to kind of get on in, we maybe send you a link or something.
Yeah,
let's talk about it. I think that's the young fellas.
Yeah, the Ignite. I know that. Who's the Metropolitans though? Scoop versus what bands? They play again Thursday at 3 p.m. at 3. Yeah, man, this is crazy how many leagues they got around here.
Yeah, you might have to refresh your page, Bob, because I'm looking at it. I got the world symbol up there.
Oh, yeah, it's up now. I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, man? I know we want to get straight to the NBA, and I was just looking at it seems to me when Golden State won the title last year, it seemed like everybody coming back this year focused. Don't it seem like that?
You said everybody on their team?
Everybody on other teams in the league are like really, really look like they trying to put it together. Like looking at KD and them, everybody, they seem like they trying to put it together.
Well, it's because teams, man, now seeing it that it is open. Anybody can pretty much win it this year. I mean, it's not set that Golden State is going to do it again, but they are looking pretty good. They got the big fella Wiseman. He's starting to get used to, playing because he's been out for a year and a half of not really playing with the fellas. So now the chemistry is building. I mean, this first preseason game, I think he had 20-some points.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and he's 7 foot. So they never had an agile a big that can move like him. You know, Looney is nice, but he ain't Wiseman. And
Right.
Wiseman is pretty good with that ball, man.
Is he?
Yeah,
He's tough
so
like that.
I mean, we'll see when it really comes down to it. This is just preseason right now, but so far he's impressed me with some things that I see he's capable of doing. So Golden State definitely added, not subtracted. So they're going to still be mentioning and coming out of that West.
Yeah, I see. You got Larry Smith say, yeah, there's no clear-cut favorite. There's between 10 to 15 teams that could win it this year. 10 to 15, Larry?
Yeah, man, Larry is an Alton, Illinois legend, man, basketball legend. Played at the University of Illinois with me. One of the best point guards that I think, man, don't get a lot of recognition from the state of Illinois. He did his thing. Him and Nick, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Larry, and you could correct me I think you and Nick Anderson won. Y'all split that Mr. Basketball for Illinois. Am I correct?
Yeah, you told me Larry was a dog. You said in practice he used to be killing, right?
Man, killing everybody.
He said, man, but coach wouldn't let him all the way be a dog.
No, Lou Henson I told you, Lou Henson was different, man. The guys that had that talent, like real
raw.
He said correct, see?
Oh yeah, correct, but not from the Chicago papers, from
Lawrence Tate. Okay.
News Gazette.
Okay. All right. So from the News Gazette. So thanks for correcting that, Larry, that you and Nick shared that. But yeah, it's crazy, Bob. Think about it. It's crazy that a lot of people. Hold on. A lot of people don't know that kid, Larry. I call him a kid because when we was playing, we were kids, but he's a grown ass man.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, he used to give people the business, man. And Lou Henson was the type of coach, man, that he wanted to do it his way. And when you have guys like Larry, myself, Nick, who can get that ball off the rebound and just push it. He didn't want, he was just one of those guys. And then when Larry come down and he'll go behind his back like this, boom, and then he'll whip it with his left hand to somebody for a dunk, or he'll come with a spin move and then just shovel pass it this way to you, and then you got a dunk. Lou Henson would take him out of the game.
What, for hot dogging?
That's what he called it.
Hey, man.
So when you do that to a player, what you think that does to him mentally?
Now you guessing, second guessing yourself.
Man.
Now you don't know what to do.
Man. Because that's the way you was built. That's the way you was programmed when you was a shorty. Man, if you got to do that in between move, he wasn't just doing it to just a showboat. He was doing it because that was the move that he had to do to get the pass off.
Right.
It's crazy, man, how you see Jim Boeheim did that with Melo. He said, man, I gotta let Melo be Melo.
Right.
And what did he do? He got him a national championship.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, man. Who would you say is a coach right now today that's like that recognize talent and just say, hey, I'm gonna play this kid to his strengths, not the strengths that I want to put on him? Who would you say is like that right now?
Man, a lot of these coaches are doing it now because they know if they don't, they're gonna lose these players.
That's number one, ain't it? Yeah, that transfer portal.
But Aiden, my man, Aiden Dowdy, he says Leonard Hamilton from Florida State is that type of coach. I can say yes and no on that one, Aiden, and the reason why, he doesn't just go out those elite players. He goes out to players that he knows that he can fit and want to be mentored by a black coach. Mm-hmm. And that's what Mr. Hamilton, Coach Hamilton, is all about. He's about uplifting, especially his people. He's about uplifting and getting them to become men one day. And a lot of coaches don't see that. They don't visualize that if I have this kid on my team and I coaching him, for one, yes, I'm going to let him play his game. I'm going to give him some structure, but at the same time, I got to be there to hear him out. What is he trying to do? What do he want to accomplish? Because everybody wants to play in the NBA, but everybody can't play in the NBA, and I think that's what he is really good at. Making sure kids understand that it's not going to be 12 guys on my team at Florida State and all 12 of y'all going to go to the NBA. Right. It's not going to happen.
I like coaches like that take on a diverse way of looking at things as opposed to thinking a one size fits all type deal. Like, right. Okay, this is my program. This is how it's run. Yeah, we understand that's how you run it, but sometimes you have kids who are just not going to fit into the way that you want it to be done all the time. So you have to be flexible.
Yeah.
Well, on to this NBA. Go ahead, Liv. I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was just saying, and everybody's not like that, And Larry Smith is a good friend of mine, man. And from day one, when I walked on campus, man, that was one of the guys I really connected with, because I felt his, spirit that dude can hoop, And so me and Larry we used to hang out all the time. Me, Larry, Nick, of course, my Chicago guys, but. So Larry, that's a shout out to you, boy. Yes, Larry Boo Smith.
Hey, you think Larry Boo Smith could have went to the league?
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Larry
ain't just gonna say that. He ain't gonna say that.
6'4" point guard.
Ooh, back then.
Man. And will dunk on your butt.
Wow.
It's just, man, opportunities, man, and politics. I know people don't like to say it, but politics do play a part in some part of the game. You got to think if I'm familiar with a certain player and I run a team, but I got another guy who was under the radar, but not being highlighted a lot, but he still got the same game as the guy who gets all the hoopla. They're gonna go with the guy with the hoopla.
Right.
That's politics. People don't understand that, man. That's politics. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right on into it, man. I just want to get that out for my man Larry Boo Smith, man.
Deal. Man. So we had a few good games on last night. I had a chance to check out Brooklyn and Ben Simmons. Glad to see Ben Simmons back on the floor, man.
No doubt.
I think we beat him down for no particular reason. Nobody knows what was going on in that young man's life. We always tend to think money is everything and it cures all. When in reality, that's not true.
It goes back to what we said all the time, man. Mentally, it's a lot of pressure on certain players. I'm not going to say all players, but if you that star player, you're going to be looked at constantly of what you can't do. And what they used to say about that kid all the time, he can't shoot. He can't shoot. Kept drilling it. And then he wanted to go out and try to prove it. No, play your game. Play your game, man. If that's your game, pushing the rock, passing and doing and going to the basket, dunking and all that, keep doing it, man.
Right. Don't let nobody make you change your game based on what they just want you to shoot because you keep blowing past them, Ben.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And he's strong.
I think, man, him, Kyrie, and KD, that's gonna be tough, man. Coming down the stretch. Now, Kyrie a defensive liability, but the other two guys, they're gonna lock down.
Right.
So I think
Brooklyn is definitely, when it's all said and done, I think Brooklyn is going to be competing to come out of that East, the Eastern Conference. I think they're going to be competing to come out that Eastern Conference. You got to think about it, man. KD is a elite scorer. He's just not a scorer. He's an elite scorer. And then you throw in Kyrie, who is an elite scorer.
Right.
So you got two elite scorers who can give it to you from the outside and who can give it to you from in the inside, right? So, and now you got Ben Simmons, who I feel if you play him right, put him in the post sometime, low post against those smaller guards, if you're going to put him at the point and put Kyrie at the shooting guard or whatever, and let him get some double teams because you can't stop him down there. He's so big.
Right.
Right.
How tall is he? 6'10", 6'11"?
I think he's I think he's about 6'9", I think, man, right?
Okay. Because I thought I saw a picture of him standing at the Magic Johnson, and he was taller than Magic.
Wow. So if he's taller than Magic, Magic was 6'9", wasn't he?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
I thought they had that boy listed saying he was still growing.
Shoot, man, I don't know, Bob. He
Had
could
tight
be.
in the mud.
That's that big ass head of yours.
Oh no, y'all got to shrink these.
Oh, you gotta shrink your head.
Yeah, boy, had tight in the mud, man, squeezing my skull. Bro.
I was wondering why you was looking all like that. Like, I was like, man,
I was
something
like,
wrong
man, let me
with
take
this
that
dude.
hat off, man.
Dude, man.
But yeah, KD and them, man. I like the way they handled it, man. How they all went back and tried to make good, man. Because it's just a good example to set for future athletes that's coming around.
Yeah, 6'10". Everybody says it's 6'10". He's 6'10".
Yeah, man, that dude is huge, man.
Yeah, but he did look pretty decent for his first game for him to be out for that long, and
Yeah.
he could have had a triple double if he played the whole game.
How old is Ben Simmons now? 24?
He only played 1 year of college, so yeah, he's got to be at least 23, 24.
I wonder what attracted them so much to him if he couldn't shoot. Was it his size?
He was the number one player in the nation.
He's 26.
You hear me?
He was the number one player in the nation?
Yes.
Oh.
Come on, Bob.
Oh,
Come
wow.
on, Bob.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Dude.
It's only been how many?
Knock, knock, knock. Well, it's only one every year.
Right.
So whenever they started ranking and doing that, it's only one every year. Aiden says size, playmaking, and defense. That's what he's good at. That's what he's good at.
He's 6'11".
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, he went to 2 prep schools. Okay, now I see. And then LSU, yeah, you're right.
Right. And so he went to LSU his freshman year. And actually he played with a kid from out this way in Sarasota, Antonio Blakeney, who the Bulls had on the roster at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So they all played together. But I just think once they all figure out some things, game situations, I think they played some good minutes in their first preseason game that was televised that we all saw. It looked pretty good. Also, the Lakers are Kendrick Nunn. That's one thing I would say about Kendrick Nunn, man. Kendrick Nunn is a dog.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's a dog, man. You watch him play, man. He don't give a.
Yeah, he rolled on the big fella. I watched that. He rolled on the big fella. Kendrick.
He always was like that to me. When I saw him when he was at Simeon, and I was in the stands watching him play beside his dad, his pops. And I said, man, that kid can play. I said, I like Jabari Parker, but I said, he's the key. Kendrick Nunn.
Because he played with a lot of poise.
Man, and a lot of aggression, like on both ends. Like, so he's got something to prove, and he's going to show it. I don't think he's one of those type of players when you think you're putting pressure on him.
No.
And not basketball pressure, not the defense pressure. I'm talking about pressure like, man, he ain't gonna make it. You know how people say, man, he ain't gonna make it, or man, he done. You know, he shouldn't have left Miami. You know, I think that fuels him. He gonna show people, man, what he's all about. And he can knock that open jump shot down.
You know, I'm impressed with the Lakers on how they always managed to get them some Chicago boys on their doggone basketball team. You think they had Taylor and Kendrick and Davis last year. Now they got Pat, Davis, and Nunn. What is it with LA's infatuation with our ball players, man? What is it with LeBron? He got to have some Chicago dogs, Jody. Did he pick them boys?
Man, well, he got AD to come, and AD, I think him and Kendrick Nunn was buddies already. So when that was out there, you know, AD was like, man, I got to have my man K Nunn.
Right.
You know, and Kendrick Nunn, he was undrafted. He went to the University of Illinois, transferred, went to Oakland, either second or third, but maybe he was number one at one time in scoring in the nation,
Sure was. Yep, I remember
right?
that. Hmm.
Didn't get drafted, didn't hang his head low, didn't pout.
Right,
Got in
right.
there, put his hard helmet on, his hard hat on, and said, "You know what? Who wants some?
Right.
I'll go out there and show you I belong in the NBA."
And that right there should be he should be the poster child for the journey. Him and Pat Bear both, but we're speaking on Kendrick right now. Like
He's with the Lakers. He's with the Lakers, Bo Rad.
it's easy to give up. It's very easy to give up.
Yeah. So he looked good. He started in the first preseason game that I watched on television. Kendrick Nunn started. And he
Yeah.
looked real good out
Well,
there.
the Lakers know they need somebody that can stretch the defense, man. They can shoot.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that he gives them.
I like it that I don't know if that's going to be the starting lineup or not, but I just like that Patrick Beverly didn't come over there and say, you know what, I got to start. Patrick Beverly came off the bench.
Well, Pat Bev know damn well he shouldn't be starting. He better not come over there with that request. Pat Bev, you ain't gonna start on the Lakers, dog. But I think that's a good acquisition for him going over there. It's just interesting to seeing how that team gels, because it's pretty much the same team back. Melo's still there, right?
No, Melo's not there. Carmelo Anthony's not there.
Where's he at?
I don't think he signed with anybody. I don't think.
We'll take him here in Chicago, that's for sure.
Yeah, they might. They might. You never know. But I think the key to the Lakers is not the players that we mentioned. Well, we did mention him. AD. AD is the key to the Lakers' success.
Right.
Anthony
right.
Davis. Anthony Davis.
And they call him street clothes, because he always got on street clothes. But
Wow.
in his defense, we don't know what's going on with his body. We know that the guy loves basketball. So I think we need to quit being so hard on these guys, man. It's like, oh, man, he need to do this. He need to do that. He should be doing this. I just think it's unfair. So.
Somebody said, they said no Bulls talk.
Ah, man. Luis Mercado, please, no Bulls talk. Keep it to real basketball.
That's interesting because we do have to talk about the Bulls because we are a Chicago podcast to All Ball Chicago. So we have to talk about the Bulls. And I watched the game last night, man, and it just didn't look like the Bulls got it yet. I mean, maybe it'll take to the midseason that these guys all gel because DeRozan had 20-some points, but it didn't look like the old DeRozan. It seems to me that the Bulls are trying to run a new system, and they're just trying to figure it out. And then DeMar got to see where he's going to get his shots, and Zach LaVine got to see where he's going to get his shots. And then you throw in what's the big fella named Gooch,
right?
He got to find out. Gooch got to find out where he's going to get his shots, and the rest of those guys are pretty much role players,
I know with Ball not being there, it's going to be a long season.
That's what I wanted to ask you, right? What is it that Alonzo Ball brings to a team?
Oh, man, he's first of all, he's very unselfish.
Okay, that's
and
one.
He sees plays ahead. You can see.
Okay.
And he makes the guys around him better, man. And you can't. I mean, they look good, and what he do on the court becomes contagious.
Right.
Once he started making those fancy passes, everybody wants to start. I mean, Ayo started doing it. Ayo, hey, even though Ayo was a hell of a passer all along, I think it became contagious watching Ball. And remember, the Ball wouldn't even touch the floor when he was in the game. Ball, he outletting that thing.
And he plays defense too.
Right. Yeah. And it just, if I had to have a conversation with Ball, I would say go talk to Grant Hill and go talk to Derrick Rose. Because your career could be very long or it could be very short.
Right.
But you gotta control your own narrative because I think they rushing them back. This is the second surgery, but yet they say they can't find nothing in there. What are you doing surgery on? You heard him say that, right, Leah?
I didn't hear him say that, but I did hear him say out of his mouth he's going to come back when he's ready.
Right.
Right. He's not going to let them push him back to if he's still feeling some pain. And he said he was feeling pain early on in his knees, and that's why they went in there and scoped or whatever, they cleaned it out. But he has to understand if it's not right, then don't go out there playing. You know, you could take that for instance on the football field with the quarterback out of Miami.
Oh,
he got hit and had a concussion, and everything didn't work out the way it's supposed to, and then the kid got hit again and it was pretty much, it could have ended his career.
Yeah, and from what I understand, they fired the doctor. I know this is off subject a little bit, but from what I understand, they fired the doctors who greenlit him coming back. So if that's my son, Marcus, this is my take on it. That was malpractice.
Right.
So with that being said, your life is far more important than the football. I'm putting in a $500 million lawsuit against the NFL and the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to walk off into the sunset. I'm done. Because he don't know, like Shannon Sharp and them say, those long-term effects of those hits you don't start feeling them till after you played over the course of your career.
Right. So you said you would hang it up.
I'm hanging it up. I would tell my son to hang it up, man.
Right. So not only did the Bulls play last night, but they played against a guy who haven't played in a while, Zion Williamson.
How many minutes did he get?
I think he played maybe 14, 15 minutes, but he had 12 points, I think. I know he had double figures in points, but he looked good, Bob. He looked good out there.
Okay.
He looked good out there. So you got to think, man, that team made it to the playoffs and did some damage in the playoffs without him. Last year. Right. Now they're about to get him back along with the pieces they already had. That's a team you got to be watching out for.
Right.
A lot of people are not really thinking about them because, that's a low marketing team, but nobody's really talking about the Pelicans. I think you got to throw the Pelicans in the mix too, man.
Right. You're right. I'm just looking to see who they got over here. They still got Ingram, or did they trade Ingram? Oh, no. I don't see Ingram's name on the roster for the Pelicans.
Yeah, he didn't play.
You guys know that we have the worst owners in sports. If it wasn't for Sterling, Dolan, and Starver, Reinsdorf would be on blast. I'm old and might have forgotten, but didn't he kill the dynasty? Jerry Krause actually killed that dynasty with the approval of Reinsdorf because Reinsdorf owns the team, right, Leah?
Mm-hmm.
So he had to have something to do with breaking that team up, breaking up the dynasty.
Well, you got to think, and I don't know if this facts or not, but you got to think. The rumors that I was hearing is that they cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was really in it to fill his pockets as fat as they can get, and not want to play some of those players. Right? And now you lose those players, and you are correct. That was a dynasty, and it could have continued. But when you looking at somebody getting into your pockets because you got to pay these players, you thinking, well, man, it's time to move on. Because one thing you got to think about, Bob, is when you had Michael, Scotty, and all those great players that was playing on that team alongside those guys, the ticket holders were buying season tickets for 4, 5, 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
So the owner's looking at it like, we gonna get ours. Right. So if we let them go now, they can't get their money back.
Right. That's not refundable, huh?
Come on, man. That's crazy because you could have had a hell of a team and a lot of championships. So that's my take on that. But let's go to some more, man. We got any more questions out there because Zion Williamson definitely looked good. Ingram didn't play last night. for whatever reason, some of the star players don't play in the preseason because they want to get ready for the season, and some of the owners don't. I mean, not the owners, but some of the coaches and GMs and presidents of teams, want their star players to sit out. But the ones who haven't played a lot, they trying to get their groove, they kind of get their rhythm, so they want to be out there. They want to be out there.
What you think of Ja Morant the other night? He pulled his calf. You see that?
Ja Morant got hurt?
He pulled his calf muscle.
Wow.
After he did a 360 in the game. You ain't see him do that 360 dunk in the game?
No, man. I wish somebody would. I wish Derrick Rose would talk to him because they kind of similar on the athletic side of, the athletic side of things. They use their body a lot to jump, high, their legs a lot to jump high and do these fantastic moves. They do. It's fantastic moves. But you got to think in an 80-game season, doing that constantly, just say you do that constantly 50 times a year. That's going to wear and tear on your body eventually.
Right.
So sometimes you might just want to take that easy layup.
Yeah, but I mean, he don't know what that looks like.
but that's what I'm saying. So you have to have people, like who've been there and done that. I can't speak on that to him because I never really hurt my knees.
Right.
But a guy like D Rose,
right,
I think he can communicate that to him because you see how D Rose played now.
The game is definitely similar.
D Rose looks like a chess player now.
Yeah, he looked like Stockton. Let me grab some water right there, Liv.
He's not playing checkers now. D Rose is playing chess. Yeah, go ahead. D Rose is playing chess right now. He's being real smart about everything because he knows he's not trying to get hurt again like that. So he's taking his time and figuring out things. And I think if we can, if someone can talk to Ja Morant about that, because those little injuries that he's getting now can linger and go and lead on to other things.
Yeah. And you figure all that jumping in at 6'1", what is he, 6'3", 6'4", maybe?
They got him. I think he's really like 6'2", but
you saw him in person. How tall is he?
He looks like about 6'2". He wasn't no like tall guard.
Right. Yeah, it's just when you're young, you just think that you're gonna stay young forever.
And I love his game. I really do. I love the way he attacks. But I think he just needs to understand that you want to play for a long time. You don't want to just play 4 years or 5 years and say, man, I can't do it no more.
Right. Because you become trade bait, right?
You can.
They'll start passing you around. They'll show you how much they love you, Ja. Get hurt.
Yeah. Or damaged goods.
Damaged goods, man. And that's what I like about Derrick Rose, how he changed his game to the floor game. He just all cerebral now. He's not using much athleticism, which lets you know he was a pure basketball player anyway.
Think of it of Derrick Rose. He just came out, and I saw this on the newspaper the other day that he said this is the best he's felt since this MVP year. He said that. He's like, man, this is the best I felt since my NBA MVP year with the Bulls.
That's good for D Rose, man.
Yeah, I like D Rose, man. I like D Rose, man.
D Rose is a class act. I just shared this, Kings, as we have to support our brothers when they are working and doing a great job. If we want this show and shows like the last, I tune in, even if it's days after I do and go back. Man, Teddy Collins, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, appreciate that, Teddy.
Appreciate that, man. Shoot, man, Liv, I was just looking through it. Man, we done so many shows, bro. I was just looking back. I'm looking through your page and looking through some of the YouTube. It's like, man, we started at the end of 2019?
Yeah.
And then our very first show was on Black Mamba. We talking about Kobe because he passed, and here we are today, man. Man, it's been 2 years since Kobe been gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's something else, man.
Yeah, we have lost a lot of great players due to injuries, that they get. And that's why we got to understand as a player, And we can go back to the football thing too, Bob, about the Miami Dolphins quarterback. Uh, when this happened, he has to have somebody that's really in his corner. Like when he got hurt, you know, he's got to realize, man, you might need to just sit this one out, even if they said they give you all the protocols of about the concussion and all that. Sometimes these people know what to say, to get you to say what you need to say so it can be okay to go back out there and play. And I think that's what happened, but a lot of these basketball players, they love playing basketball. And you know how we used to play when we was growing up in the city, man, on that concrete. We fall to get down and hurt and scratched and ankles twisted, and we back out there playing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's already in us as athletes that if we get hurt, we just keep playing.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's also what you heard growing up in the streets anyway, playing if you get hurt. Right. When nobody there to baby you, when nobody there to comfort you, get up. You know what I'm saying? Get right back out there.
But most of the guys that was on the streets, I mean, on street ball, that's exactly what they were. They wasn't in the NBA. They wasn't in the NBA. It was some that still dibbled and dabbed and played street ball in the off season, but most of them they looked at it as this is my career. I don't want to get hurt, but
I know we on the NBA. I want to ask you something though.
Go ahead.
Around basketball, you train and do all that stuff. Is talent being evenly distributed now around the world? Are you noticing that? It's not more so much dominated by Chicago and New York anymore?
No question, man. Like you think about the big cities, right? That's what your New York, your LA, your Chicago, and you could throw in Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
You look at those states, man. Basketball is huge, right? But a lot of those countries, that been playing basketball just as long, they over there developing.
Right.
And these players, like the kid that Aiden, when he was on earlier, the guy Aiden Dowdy, he was saying about the kid Victor, the big 7'5" kid.
I saw him.
That's what he's talking about. The game last night. He played last night. He had 37 points last night.
I saw him. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, he'll
Is
be
that a high school kid?
Yeah, he's 18 years old. He'll be the number one player taken next year. Watch.
No question.
But that's what the kid Aiden Dowdy was talking about him when he said that we watched the game last night.
Oh, so, yeah. I caught a glimpse of that big tall fella, man. He can do
7'5". 7'5". With handles and jump shot. Can handle it just like KD, man.
7'5". Somebody been working with that boy since birth. They like, you gonna be a ball player. I don't care, boy. Put them trucks down, put them Hot Wheels down. You finna hoop. Hell, man.
This my band just sent me the information. The kid is 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan.
Good Lord.
Wow. He can dunk without even jumping.
8 feet. He taller than me. Like this, if he just do it.
Wow.
Oh my God. Where is he from?
I don't know where he's from, Bob, but man, I would love to get him on the show just to talk to him, man, and just pick his brain of how he's approaching things. Like, man, he's getting a lot of hoopla across the world, not just in his country, but across the world.
So people tanking already in the league, and they ain't played one game. Man. They try to get that boy.
Man, he's in France. France. Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Yeah, look what Aiden said.
Oh, wow. Him, Gobert, and B all gonna be on. What's that? What is that? They from France? I thought France is a part of Nigeria or something? Because I thought Embiid was from Nigeria.
I did too. So I don't know. I don't know. He said he's gonna be on the Olympic team next year. Yeah. Wow. Oh, he said he thinks Embiid has some kind of weird dual citizenship that thing going on.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So just like your boy from Greece. He
The Greek
was,
freak.
yeah. I think he's got Nigeria, in him as well. His
Hmm.
parents, but they moved to Greece. And I don't know if he was born in Greece or did they move, but he plays for the Greek national team. So,
Oh man.
so, but yeah, the Lakers look okay. I think they still need some work, though. I won't say I think the Lakers still need some work, but
Lakers look old.
Kendrick Nunn definitely looks good, and Golden State. I think they did add on. I mean, they probably lost some of their good defensive perimeter defensive guys.
Hmm.
Because they did leave. They lost Peyton Jr. Gary
Right,
Payton Jr.
right,
They lost
right.
him, but I think as far as some scoring, they got Poole, they got Clay, they got Steph, they got some pieces that can give you some buckets,
The one thing about that Golden State team, as long as they run their stuff, they always got a chance.
and they're gonna run their stuff.
Nobody runs their stuff better than them.
Right? They're
That high 3-man weave at the top, all that, man. I be like, they confuse everybody on that, don't they, man? And like I was saying, Steph Curry had such a good year last year. Everybody's salty now because
You
they were
know,
saying,
but you know what I don't understand, Bob, is why a lot of other teams don't do that. You got Don Nelson. I know we jumping off, but Don Nelson used to do this. He would let his small forwards or his power forwards, run the offense, get it in
mm-hmm,
and get the balls out of their point guards, and let them come off those screens and shoot and do whatever they need to do.
right.
That's all Golden State is really doing. They let
That's it.
Draymond Green be the facilitator.
Yeah, you're right.
Every now and then you'll see Clay. I mean, every now and then you'll see Steph bring the ball up and he'll give you a quick 1-2 behind the back between the legs and pull it up.
Right.
But usually, Draymond is coming around, dribble handoff, setting screens.
Faking the dribble handoff and going in there dunking too.
Right. or hitting Clay in the corner for a three.
Yeah. So as long as Golden State is in the hunt, man, I'm gonna take Golden State to come out the West. I want to go with the Lakers, but I'm gonna go with the smart money early. I'm going with them coming out the West. The East, the East. Now Golden State gonna have to show me they can beat the Clippers too, though. But the East, though, I'm gonna have to go with either Katy or Philly, Brooklyn or Philly this year.
And we can't forget about because Minnesota Timberwolves in the West, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't forget about them, man.
Yeah, but they won't be that good, though. I don't think they're gonna be that good.
Why you say that? Edwards is the up and coming superstar.
But they lost PB though.
PB, Patrick Beverly.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
He was their emotional leader, man.
Pat Bev is my guy. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. That dude Edwards. Have you seen him?
He the real deal.
He chiseled.
Yeah, he the real deal. No question.
He physical. He can shoot that thing. He can handle the rock. My thing is Townsend. That's my thing. Is he gonna come and play?
Yeah. Is he gonna play big or is he gonna play little?
Right. Sometimes you got to get down on that block. Sometimes maybe Crab dribble 1 or 2 and then turn around and shoot over someone.
Right.
He wants to go between his legs and behind his back and shoot that thing from long range. He can do it.
Big guard.
He can do it.
He like Big Perk out there. He look like old school Perkins.
I think if he get close to the basket, a little bit more close to the basket, he put them other guys in foul trouble.
Your boy Bo Rab say Clay will be coming off of a year training instead of a year rehab. Big difference, fellas. Oh yeah. Yeah. Clay coming off a year training instead of rehab, that's big, man. But here's my thing, though. I want to ask you this another question, man. Do you feel like they overtraining? Are these players overtraining with the training? Shouldn't you be putting the ball in the hole, going to the gym, working on your jumper, working on moves, instead of dribble drills and this, that, 2 cones and dropping 1 cone, picking it up with the next ball and all that stuff? You've seen that, right?
Yeah, I think it's a difference, man. It's called, what's going on right now. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. But when we was born, coming up on the streets, we didn't really have cones. We had people that we wanted to say, let's go try that move out on somebody. Right? We like, man, I want to try this out on such and such because I know he gonna fall for it. I'm gonna go right hard and I'm gonna cross him back over. He gonna fall down, right? And then I'm gonna go in there and dunk on him, dunk the ball. But that was our training. The playground was really our training. And
it really was, man.
And every now and then you'll have a legend like the great Mel Davis, who was a former Harlem Globetrotter who gave back to Chicago. John B. McClendon. They would give and reach and teach some of us, who's growing up in Chicago. Mel Davis, the one that actually taught me how to dribble the basketball. God, rest in peace to him. But he was the one that really taught me how to, dribble that basketball and also understand the game. So I give him a lot of credit, man, for helping. But yeah, that's what it is now, Bob. Who can be the fanciest? Who can show? You got people out there trying to dribble 3 balls. And not trying. They are doing it and doing it real good. I'm like, okay,
that's what another trainer said. Like, why am I training? Why would we training kids with 2 balls to dribble 2 balls, and you'll never have the opportunity to dribble 2 balls at the same time in the game? You have to do things to simulate the game, right?
Yeah, you do, but I'm not going to knock them either, Bob, because reason why I'm not going to knock the 2-ball dribbling because it's helping them be accurate on both sides, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're dribbling with the 2 balls, it's basically just telling you can see if I throw 2 balls at a player that never really like tried to dribble as much with his left hand, you can see what hand is weak or what hand is strong. Now, if I'm evaluating the player doing it for that reason, then yeah, right? I'm going to say, you know what? You got to work on your left hand. So when you go play pickup basketball, don't even go to your right. Keep it in your left.
Right. And you have to force yourself.
You got to force yourself. Yeah. Like Kobe Bryant said in an interview, he said, when I knew I wanted to work on my left hand, I did everything with my left hand. I was eating. I picked up my fork, my spoon with my left hand. I brushed my teeth with my left hand. I took out the garbage with my left hand.
Kobe was nuts.
So it's what these kids, all about now, man. Come on, Bob, you got to think about this. Social media is big. So if I post something that I done dribbled 3 basketballs, 1 between my legs. I had the other one going in and out, and I dropped that other one, and then I went over to the 3rd ball. Watch how many likes I'm going to get on social media when I do this. Oh, I'm going to get me 1 million likes. I know I am.
Ooh, man. A million.
And you ask him to go play 1-on-1, he can't even get by the
guy. Dang. That's sad. That's sad. Man. That is sad.
Okay,
man,
Brian.
My daughter just texted me, man. Need me to pick her up.
Okay, so we got to get ready to go. He said, "What about Dallas?"
I got a close, not a close friend, but a guy I know that live out in Dallas. His name Mike Kelly. He's been a Dallas fan since the inception of the Dallas Mavericks. And he thinks Luka Doncic is a big crybaby, and he is not going to do nothing for the Dallas Mavericks other than hoist up a bunch of shots and whine and don't get back on defense.
Yeah, I saw that one practice, man. He didn't even know JaVale McGee's name, man.
Who? What's his name?
Yeah, you just said his name.
Luka.
Yeah, Luka.
He didn't even know his name.
He didn't know his name, man. He called him JaVale. What he called him? It wasn't even close. Whatever he called him, it wasn't even close, man.
But he just learned the English language, right?
Man, shit, they paying you in English dollars. You better learn the English language.
Hey, you got $100 bill? No, Luca, that's $1. You give me the 100. I give you $1.
And I explain to you later what it really is. But yeah, I know you got to go, Bob, man. I definitely wanted to get on, and man, I am safe. As you can see, the hurricane did come through, Sarasota, where I'm staying, man. So I'm all good here.
Good,
so
brother,
I appreciate everybody that was concerned about your boy. And that's one reason why I'm just really, we got on today, because I told Bob, he said he's going to get on every Wednesday. So we had to come on today just to let people know this is our spot. This is our slot.
And I want to personally wish Javon Freeman all the success in the world. I followed him through college. I followed him through high school. And he is just a pure talent. And good things are going to happen for that young man.
Yeah. He got to hang in there, Bob. And I tell him it's not no such thing as overnight success. He didn't play last. He didn't play last night. And I just want him to know, if he's watching us today, that, man, I love him, and it's not about the microwave success.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put him in no microwave, and it's like that. I want him to go through some things, some adversity, that he needs to understand that if you want something in life, you got to go out there and take it. Mm-hmm. You got to go out there and stay hungry and go out there and do what you need to do to be successful,
Yeah.
And that's coming from his uncle. I'm not living through him. I just want to be there for him, to uplift his spirit, to keep pushing him, to keep. Now, if he tells me that's it, then that's it. But I'm not letting him let anything outside of what he's supposed to be doing to cloud his mind for him to have doubts.
Yeah. And one thing I try to tell my kids, I always tell them, like, each day is different. I mean, me and you both have bad days and we have good days. But the good days always overweigh the bad days.
I had some good days.
All right, now I have to put you on my TikTok. You gotta
Man, but for all in all, Bob, it's a lot of us got kids that playing somewhere professionally, and they just don't know. And sometimes they tend to forget. It's all about the work ethic. Mm-hmm. It's all about you understand it. If you got some people in your corner that you can trust, that can help you and guide you and push you in the right direction, keep those people in your corner. But if you got some people that's all about yes, 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 you did this, yes, 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 get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Yeah.
All right, my man. So what you got to go pick up your daughter.
Yeah.
And we'll get back on next Wednesday. Again.
If you want to get on another time or later on, whatever, I'm here, man. I'm locked and loaded. So
no, I don't want to confuse our audience, man.
You're right.
We're gonna keep it at Wednesday, and that's what it is. And we're gonna start getting some guests. We're gonna start getting our guests back on like we used to. And start talking about who put that rock in your hand.
Who put that rock in your hand, baby? That's that classic question, boy.
Who put the rock in your hand?
Be like, my mom. Your mom.
Right.
Up, man.
Right. But
man, Liv, I'm glad we got a chance to hop on, man. It's always a pleasure to be on All Ball Chicago, because I am your no, I'm not the legend. You the legend. NBA veteran. Why got celebrity in the building, man?
Oh boy, you was about to say something silly. I know you was about to say something silly. But yeah, be safe, man. Enjoy your day. And
you know it.
I'm gonna enjoy mine, man. It's All Ball Chicago, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. All the guys who watched us, women who listen and watch us, keep doing it. Subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel as well.
Peace.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Chicago, All Ball, Chi-Town, All Ball, Chicago. Chi-Town, all Chicago, town.